Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anu Joshi. I'm a real estate broker and I work in Toronto and the GTA. In this video, I'm going to be going over the January 2020 market statistics. So the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, TREB, recently released their January 2020 stats for sales and things like that. Basically getting this market watch statistic after every month gives us an idea of how the previous month performed in terms of number of listings, transactions, and basically to keep an eye on what's happening in the market. So all of the statistics that I'm going to be going over in this video are in the GTA as a whole. So they cover the entire jurisdiction of TREB, which covers majority of the GTA from the east in Durham region all the way west to properties including Waterloo region and Halton region and everything in between. So to start off, we just want to take a look at year over year total residential transactions. So in January 2020, we had 4,581 residential transactions. So this is in total how many residential buys, sells, everything that happened in January 2020. Now, this is up 15.4% compared to January 2019. Whenever we look at market statistics, we look at the change that's year over year, and we're looking at it here compared to the 3,968 transactions in Jan 2019. We see that we've had a 15.4% increase. So if you're considering in terms of levels of real estate activity, this year in January, the real estate market in the GTA was way more active than it has been last year. The second statistic that I want to take a look at is the total number of new listings. Now, new listings is a very important statistic that we have to look at if we're looking at the real estate market, because it gives us an idea of how many more or new opportunities there are to make sales. We need listings that create the inventory that's on the market on which the buyers can act. So in January 2020, we had 7,836 total new listings that were listed on the Toronto MLS. Again, now this covers all of TREB's jurisdiction, so everything from the East End to the West. In total, we had 7,836 listings in January alone. Now, if we look at that number, 7,800, it seems like that's a lot of listings. The average layman may think that 7,800 new listings, that's a lot of real estate. Surprisingly though, a lot of industry experts and realtors that are actually working in the business will tell you that we're feeling that there's actually a shortage of inventory on the market. If we just compare it year over year to January 2019, last year over the same month, we had 9,456 new listings. So that this year, that's a decrease of 17.1%. Meaning we've had 17.1% less listings than were listed in January 2019. Now, what's the big deal? We had 9,000 last year, we had almost 8,000 this year. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is this. Any realtor that's currently active in the market, or if you know someone that's actively looking to buy in the market, as of January and even the start of February, anywhere in the GTA will tell you that the market is going kind of crazy. And I don't mean to overuse that word, but by crazy, I mean that when I'm out with my buyers and representing them on their purchase, we are finding that there's not enough listings. So not enough things are on the market. And often we can say that, okay, in the winter, inventory is often lower. For example, in December and the holidays, less things get listed, less sellers are choosing to put their homes on the market. That's all well and good. But even last year in January, we had 9,456 listings. This year, that number is down by 17%. So the way that that's translating is that the buyers that are in the market right now, they don't have enough choice of listings. Okay, so that's on the buyer side. It is impacting them because they don't have enough choice. The second thing it does, though, that's important to take note of is when there's not enough listings and there's a multitude of buyers that are all going after the limited number of listings, it ends up driving the price of the available listings up. we know that when we have less inventory, it will drive the price up. And we have been seeing this. Not only are units, like for example, a condo unit, not only are they getting listed for above market value, because they know they're going to sell it because they're the only one in that condo that's for sale at the moment. So not only are they getting listed for a higher price, but even if they're getting listed right at market value, it's attracting all of the buyers that are looking for that type of home in that type of location, in that price point. All of those buyers are being attracted to that one listing. They don't have anything else to choose from. And so what's happening is we're going into multiple offer situations. I showed a condo to a buyer just last week within 4 hours of it being listed. It was listed in the afternoon one day, and we put in an offer by 6:30 p.m. and we were the second offer on the property. Now, we did go into a bidding war situation. It was multiple offers. It was crazy. The offer negotiations went on till well after 11 o'clock at night that night, and we did end up securing the deal. But my point is this, that within 4 hours on the market, that one condo got 2 offers on it. Within 4 hours, because it was priced right. It wasn't priced high. It was not priced low. It was priced right on target with the market. But because in that entire building, and actually in that entire area, it was one of only 2 condo listings. Now, if you take this example and say that, okay, my buyers that were looking in that area for that particular type of condo, that price point, if there had been 5, 6, 10 listings for them to choose from, they may have just as easily picked one of the other 9. But this was one of the only options that was on the market for them and for all of the other buyers that are looking in the exact same price point for the exact same type of home. And so we see this as a real life example of lower inventory, meaning higher prices. So we did get into a multiple offer scenario. We did end up paying a little bit higher than what was listed. But at the end of the day, if we hadn't paid it, someone else was going to pay it anyway. And due to a lack of listings, my buyers would be continuously competing with other buyers on these limited listings. So my buyers chose to go ahead with that, and they're very happy. But we are seeing that it is taking a toll on the market. People that are waiting for the prices to go down are finding it very difficult, especially when we have less listings than we're expecting that are coming on the market. Buyers are having a hard time finding things that are, on the market, even for 3, 4, 5 days before they see them. So it's important to take into account that inventory and total number of listings that are new in a month is actually a very important statistic for us to consider. And last but not least, I want to talk about the average selling price. Now, this is the most popular of all statistics. It is common at cocktail hour or when you're out for coffee with a friend or, any professional conversation that you're having that steers towards real estate. Everyone wants to talk about the average price of homes. Well, I have some news that's not so surprising. The average price of a home in the GTA, all over GTA, is currently at $839,000. Now, this does not include only Toronto. Again, it includes everything from the East End to the West End. There's a little map there. So all of that jurisdiction is TREB, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board listings. So the average price across the board, and this includes all property types. So it includes everything from condo apartments to condo townhomes, freehold townhomes, semi-detached, detached, all home types. The average is $839,000. Let that sink in just for a second. $839,000. Now, this is actually up 12.3% from January 2019, where the average selling price of the same, all across the entire region and across all home types, the average in 2019, January, was $747,000. Now it's $839,000. That's an increase of 12.3%. Now, I will go into detail with another video on the entire Toronto Regional Real Estate Board's 2020 outlook, but we can see here overall they are predicting a growth in 2020 of about 10% across the board, all home types, all regions, etc. But here we're seeing, just if we're comparing year over year from Jan 2019 to Jan 2020, we are seeing an increase of 12.3%, which is significant. It is a significant amount. It's also important to note that the average price being $839 is actually significantly more than a lot of other people would expect. The reason I'm saying this is because, remember, it covers all home types, so everything from condo apartments to detached homes, and that is a huge spectrum of property types. Now, we do have to take into account that often, not always, but often, the number of units that are listed as condo apartments are often more than the number of units listed as detached homes, right? In any given month. I'm just talking about averages. What I'm doing is just using basic logic that, okay, if a high-rise building, for example, has, 40 floors, and on each floor we have 12 units times the 10 or 12 buildings that are in any particular area, multiplied by across the entire region. As units, we have a lot more options of condo units than we do of detached homes. So just taking that into account, if we're looking at the average of detached homes and condo apartments, on an average, somebody may expect, this is not necessary. So that is our recap for the January 2020 Toronto Regional Real Estate Board statistics. If you have any questions, or if you're looking for information on specific areas, like specific cities, or even your neighborhood specifically and what's happening there, leave a comment below or send me a DM. I'm available on all social media at Joshi Realty. You can send me a message and I will pull the statistics for your neighborhood specifically. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Make sure that you like this video and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys for the February Market Watch statistics.